I'm scared of doing hard things, but isn't that where the magic comes from? Welcome back to the Tino Talk channel. I'm going to be starting a new series called Masco Mondays. Get it? Masculine, Masco. So Masco Mondays will basically be a series about how to be a 21st century man. Things you should understand, things you should develop, and just information that you should know. It won't be every Monday, but it'll be some Mondays. So back to doing hard things. What will doing hard things mean for you as a man? Right? That's the ultimate question. That's why you clicked on the video, right? Or you just saw my face and you're like, damn, I want to see what that guy's got to say. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Sometimes pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is going to be key, right? Nobody ever grows in comfort. If I just stayed at my parents' house until I was 35 or 40, playing video games, and just not really doing much with my life, that's not pushing myself out of my comfort zone, is it? I'm not becoming better as a person. I'm not becoming better as a man. Sometimes pushing yourself out of your comfort zone can lead to remarkable things. Things you never thought that you would ever do. Things you never thought that you'd become this sort of person, right? So I'm gonna give a little bit of an example. Last year in the summer, I went to Hawaii. And yes, guys, Hawaii is everything you thought of and even more, right? Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous. Hawaii made me realize that I want to live in a hot country for the rest of my life. So plans to be made for that. But it's just lush. The wind, the sun, the ocean, the people, the food. Oh! So we went to Hawaii for my dad's 50th birthday. And he always wanted to go to Hawaii. He said Hawaii was the place he wanted to go to. So my mom, me, my brother, my sister, we made it happen. We went to Hawaii. Now, I thought, let me be a little bit sort of like cheeky, add a little present on top of my dad's 50th birthday. So I decided that me and him are gonna learn how to scuba dive. Right? Who doesn't want to scuba dive in Hawaii? Imagine, the lushness, honestly. So, me and my dad started our scuba diving lessons. You have to do it was like a 6-week intensive course, and then you have to do 3 practice dives at the end of it, right? There was loads of sort of reading in between, and it was really fun actually. And there was loads of days where I just really enjoyed spending time with my dad and doing things with him. So, it comes to the night before or even a few days before, getting ready for our test practice dives, and my dad drops me a text to say that he's not going to join me on our practice dives. My dad dumped me. Can you believe that? My dad, my own dad, he dumped me. Can you believe he dumped me? And for him, I think he was sort of really struggling with not being in control and sort of being underwater, and there's loads of things that can go wrong. You have to remember a lot of things, and it can be quite scary. I definitely felt that as well. There were times where you're underwater and you're like, don't forget to breathe. And it's like, of course you don't forget to breathe. But then when you have a mouthpiece in, you just need to slow your breathing down, and you need to make sure that you're constantly pumping air through your lungs. You need to make sure you don't come up too quickly, or else you could perforate your eardrums, or you could have, oxygen bubbles in your lungs. And there's loads of risks and dangers to scuba diving, right? And it was quite scary. So I think for my dad, who was turning 50, that was a risk he wasn't willing to take, which is fair enough. I understand that. So I go all by myself to this beautiful quarry down south.
Then we're gonna surface swim over.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge of pushing myself to learn how to scuba dive. Now, that is not to say that it went perfectly.
Now, you might be looking at me being like, Tino, why are you upside down? why are you not in the water? So my first dive was a bit of a chaotic mess, but I ended up getting the hack of it in the end. But you know, like when you're on a plane and you feel that pressure as you're going up and your ears sort of pop and you just have to like yawn or chew some gum or move your jaw a little. Completely different as you're diving down into water because you feel the pressure like squeeze on your ears. So it came out of my first dive feeling a bit off-centered. My ears hurt a little bit. I tried to equalize my pressure a few times when I was down there. It sort of worked for a bit, but I had to keep going up and down. Well, I didn't have to keep going up and down. I keep going up and down in the water. So I don't think that also helped either. So I've skipped out on my second dive because I don't want to perforate my eardrums before going to Hawaii and stuff. But hopefully I should be able to do my third dive. So we should see how it goes. But currently I'm lying down trying to sort out this whole mess with my ears. And I came out with a bloody nose as well. My instructor said that's not normal because it can happen, you know. Obviously it wasn't fun, but it really is at the end of the day.
I was like, oh, damn, like my first dive, like I managed to do what I needed to do, but it didn't go as well as I wanted it to, and others were doing really well. And my practice instructor, who was absolutely lovely, she had so much knowledge, like she was really just sort of being able to teach you and like be patient with you. And like, I'll have to thank her. She was like, right, we won't do your second dive today, which I was a bit disappointed because I was like, damn, am I gonna miss out on what everybody else is doing? Like, am I gonna be able to finish this? Like, am I gonna be able to know how to scuba dive before I went scuba diving in Hawaii? Oh, I don't know. I really didn't know. And I was a bit fearful and I was a bit scared because I was put all this money, put all this effort, put all this time into learning how to scuba dive, and I might not even be able to go and do that when I go to Hawaii. I didn't dive for the rest of that day. And coming back on the Sunday, I was, I think, even more determined to make sure that I finish this off. That listen, I am going to be scuba diving in Hawaii come Kingdom High, okay? I was flying out to Hawaii on the Wednesday and I was doing my scuba practice on that Sunday. So I really needed to. And luckily enough, I was able to complete all of those dives, you know? And afterwards, I felt pretty amazing. I was like, yo, I know how to scuba dive now, right? I was like, yo, like, I know how to scuba dive. This is awesome. I remember it's something which I put like on my iPad as one of my goals like ages ago of like, I want to know how to scuba dive, and I completely forgot about it. And then I looked back on that iPad, which doesn't really work anymore, but after my scuba diving, and I was like, oh, wow, that was one of the things I really wanted to do, and I've done it. Like, that's just amazing. Like, that was a hard thing that I did there. And now I'm a person that can scuba dive and go underwater and see a whole other world that exists under the surface. And I'm not saying the hard thing you have to do has to be huge, right? It doesn't. Like, doing hard things can be as simple as learning a new skill. It can be as simple as talking to the girl you find cute at the barista place. It can be as simple as, you know, looking for jobs. I say that's simple, but it's not really simple. But there's so many little hard things that you can do that can help you be more confident in yourself. And when that big thing comes, when that huge hard thing comes in your life, and it will. Life is not without the hard things that we have to do. Life is not always comfortable. But guess what? If you've done all those small, hard things consistently, you're gonna be in a much better place to tackle the huge, massive thing that comes in your life. So for me, what that taught me was, oh, when things don't go my way, I can adapt. I can be resilient. I can actually push through and come and try again. It's not the end of the world if I fail at that hard thing. And next week, we're going to be talking about what your relationship like is with failure. So tune in next Monday. But doing hard things is going to build your confidence. It's going to build your resilience as a man. It's going to mean that you become the person you want to be by pushing yourself out of that comfort zone. So try and do something hard today. Or maybe that hard thing you've been putting off, I want you to go and do that, right? Let me know what that hard thing you did in the comment section was. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching this video on Tino Talk. I hope you like the idea of Masco Mondays, and this will be something I'll be continuing. So give me some ideas for what I should be talking about on Masco Mondays. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk very soon.
If you come to Hawaii, you've got to try Jenny's shrimp. God bless Jenny and her family, because her shrimp, 10-10. We have to get the spicy one. I can.
Mahalo!